Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to another video. Today we're going to get started on the Mythic Legions Legion Builder, Ogre number 2. Much like everything else, which is numbered very it's very easy to number stuff. This one goes to its Ogre 2. Now, the first thing you'll notice is that we actually have a brand new head sculpt on it. We have that Cyclops Ogre scale. It's really awesome. Again, originally we got this with the blue Ogre, but now we're getting it with the Legion Builder Ogre. We have emphasis on this new sculpt, and I really like it. It looks great on the green skin. The lighting here make mine look a little lighter, but the greens on this is obviously beautiful. I don't know if you can refer back to my old one. I'll try to put the link in the bio or at the end of the video, but I love the original ones. And one of the things that people had difficulty with was those original joints, and the leg joint on this one actually has the new and improved joints. As you can see here, we can lift our legs up with no issue, and there you have it. We have easy movement. This is one of those things where I'm glad the steps were taken to improve on it. We have a new Ogre scale head, and for those of you that missed out on your Ogres from before, this is your chance to get them. I army built the original ones. I'm probably going to army build these ones because they have the better legs, so that works out, right? So, let's talk about the new sculpt. I'm going to talk about this first because then we're going to get into articulation. Because, again, new stuff. Now, I love this sculpt. I loved it on the blue one. I can't paint to save my life, so this saves me time from having to worry about that. Crap, that sucked. But as you can see here, we have a beautiful new sculpt. You can see like the vein lines. You can see the striations in the sculpt of the head, just like focused. I love everything about this, and it's one of those things that because now you have a new Ogre, it kind of adds to your style. Now, as far as articulation, the new legs definitely help, but I know we're all worried because we didn't get that ab crunch cut like the newer Cosmic Legion stuff, but the inverted ball joint makes up for it as it has a deep front cut, and we can rotate from side to side. If you don't like the way it's looking gappy, what you're supposed to do is pull this up just a little bit, and that makes all the difference to cover that up. But for articulation reasons, I think it covers a lot. Now, we do have single cut joints, which I know is rough for some people, even me sometimes, but I've been able to make it work with Legions because the sculpt actually makes up for a lot of the work here. As you can see here, we have a beautiful strong joint to help hold up the legs and the feet. We have a boot swivel, boot swivel that holds up ever so slightly going left and right, and this is going to help you when you're doing certain poses, as I'm going to pose up here, right? So let's say you were about to do an overhead smash attack. This is how we get to it. Look at that. We didn't even get to our weapons yet, but we can do an overhead smash attack. Let's fix my focus. There we go. We can rotate our hand back because we're on horizontal joints instead of vertical ones. Rotate it just a little bit. And as you can see here, can hold the weight, can move around. Let me actually plant those feet to the ground. And you can see our movement is pretty solid. So there are certain things you can still do posing wise that will add to your mobility and fun of this figure. Then we can look really good in some solid poses. Let's do a quick walk pose just like Jay. Right? That inverted ball joint will help. Then look at that. Whoop, I caught you this time. Let's actually fix that ankle. Mine didn't lock in pretty well. There we go. Now we're looking beautiful and holding out. Look at that. Even standing up, doing a nice silhouette, or having our hands up to hold stuff, carrying things, it looks really solid. Again, if you're into sword and sorcery, this is going to be for you, just like it's for me. It's one of those things I truly enjoy. So it's cool, and shout out to the 4 Horsemen for letting me reveal the reinforcement of the Ogre. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some time to pose him up ever so slightly. Right, there we go, looking good. We're going to pose him up just a little bit. We're going to talk about our accessories. So let's get ready to jump into that. Alright, let's talk about our accessories. Here we have our Ogre sculpt, which you've seen. But what you didn't know is that we still get our normal Ogre sculpt here. Cyclops sculpt. But here we have our normal Ogre sculpt, looking really solid. You can still take out the sides to add add-on pieces or accessory sets that you may have done or used before. Again, the sculpting on these guys, phenomenal. Makes me so happy. Then you will get a small shorthand axe. Small axe, even though this is a one-handed axe, but for a human this would probably be a giant double-handed axe, right? Then we have our spiked mace. Always important when you want to get maced up. Right? Then we have our extended clip piece, which will allow you to make either a double-edged axe or mace, or wind it up, or just to make it longer, to make it a long spear-like, right? And in case you don't like the bigger bracelets, you will actually get a set of smaller bracers, so that way you can switch up the needs of your Legion builder. This is all pretty important. But while we're here and we're talking about it, here's Ogre 2, which you know has those new legs. I also have an Ogre from the previous line, right? Our first ones, and now we can see how these guys kind of stack up. And as you can see, the paint is pretty much, they match really, really well. We still have these parts being the same. Well, one of the things that I've noticed though is that this guy's teeth are slightly brighter than this one's. So they may have darkened it on these ones. It could just be mine, but I feel like they darkened it on the newer one. And then while these guys look fantastic, just remember this guy has the new legs. This one does not on the older one. As you can see here, we're using those older legs here. So keep that in mind. Either way, it's still family fun and, you know, good for all around Legionnaires. So with that being said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this guy stand up really nicely, and I'm going to make a size comparison with other lines so it's just how cool he is. So I'll see you guys in a sec. Alright, we're on to the size comparisons. The first thing I want to do is compare to Archimedes, a previous Ogre. He shares the same type of sculpt, just a different paint job. And as you can see here, it does make a difference. A paint job can make a huge difference. And stuff like this shows you where the sculpt is brought out even further on our blue one. Hi, Riley. So, let's put back this guy. We're going to put him in the middle. We're going to compare it to a normal human barbarian from Mythic Legions. Right? Let me try to even out his foot. There we go. And then we're going to compare it to a dwarf. Right? And you can see the size comparison does truly make a difference here. And it shows. It definitely shows. Right? Let's remove these two guys. Next, we have a NECA Predator and a TUS Science Officer. Science Sentry from Cosmic Legions and NECA Predator. Right? And the Predator we chose is Boar. So you can see the Predators from the NECA line is probably the closest thing in terms of height right now. They're going to compare. Let's take those guys away. And Raleigh's literally like just circling around me out. Here we are with a Bounty Hunter Morlock, right? Another big boy, and when you put literally side by side, as you can see, our Ogre still has some height on him. Next up, we have a Marvel Legends Black Panther and a Sparrow Toys Blight. And as you can see, smaller characters really do show just how much smaller that they are. Next up, a couple of big boys. We have Foray Toys Veteran William. And even he is smaller than our Ogre, standing completely up, right? And then we have Master Wang, also from Foray Toys. I gotta hold them up right now. Next up, we have Jada Toys Fei Long and SH Figuarts Shin Kamen Rider to round out the end of what we got going on. Right? So there you have it, guys. We have Ogre 2 Legion Builder looking fantastic. Gives you that new Ogre sculpt and gives you the new legs. And again, if you missed out on previous Ogres, this is your chance to get it. This is from the Reinforcements wave. So I do hope that you enjoyed. And I hope you learned something from it. And I hope you make it happy. So as always, please, be good, do good, drink your water, guys. Later.